Hi guys, this is Mrs. Terry, and I'm going to start on Chapter 11, which is Financial Literacy. So today I wanted to talk to you about checking accounts. So please, as I am teaching, please be writing this down. You have your Math Interactive Notebook. You can write yourself notes as I am talking, so please do so. So we're going to be talking about checking accounts. So a checking account is a bank account that is used for daily spending. So there's checking accounts and savings accounts. Savings accounts are bank accounts that you put money in and you don't touch them that often because you're saving up for something. A checking account, however, is something that you use all the time to deposit and withdraw from. So as a reminder, a deposit is something when you put money in your account, and a withdraw is when you take money out. So I've given you some examples of deposits. So I don't have that many deposits in my life. I get a paycheck, I get a gift for my birthday and Christmas, maybe for my grandparents. I get, if you get allowance, babysitting money, if you mow the lawn and get money. I only get a few deposits, but I do quite a few withdrawals. But I need to make sure that the money that I deposit is more than the money I withdraw. Because if not, then I've spent more than I have. So, for withdrawals, the first thing I have is bills, which I have a lot of bills. I have my mortgage, my utilities, electricity, water, gas, phone bill, car payment, car insurance. I have even more than just this. I also like to be entertained, so I like to go out to eat, to restaurants, movies. I like to go grocery shopping, right? I like internet at my house. There's so many different things when I go to Target and buy new clothes, all of those things. Those are all withdrawals. They take money out of my account. Make sure you pause and write down anything that you need to. Okay, so now let's talk about a transaction. A transaction is any movement or exchange of money. So if I go to get gas for my car and I pay for it using my debit card, that money is coming out of my checking account. That is a transaction. Then I go to Walmart and I go buy some items. That is a transaction. When I go pay for something at the movies, that is a transaction. So every time you go spend money, that is a transaction. Now, a transfer happens when you're moving money between accounts. So I transfer money from my checking account to my savings account every month. And then every once in a while, I transfer money from my savings to my checking account so that way I can buy whatever I've saved up for. As well as when I was younger, my parents would transfer money into my account so I could spend. Now, a check register shouldn't be new to you because you should have been using check registers for in 5th grade before, but it's a written record of all the transactions. So when you say, hey, I need to balance my check register, what that means is I need to make sure that the money in my account, the record, shows that how much money I have in my account versus how much I have spent. Your grandparents might use a check register still when they go to the store. A few of your parents, but most people have now done, they use the check register on online, right, for their bank. Talk to your parents and ask them, how do they do their check register? Oh, I'm sorry, this is a little bit blurry, but if you see, it has the date of the transaction, what it's for. Sometimes they'll, instead of just saying groceries, they'll say Kroger or something. Withdraw, that means we paid for groceries, right? Nobody paid us. And then you would have the balance right here of how much money you have in your account. So, let's see. Sorry. So you could see, okay, we bought groceries, we put money back in our account, we have a paycheck, a utility bill, rent, let's say that we starting off, our starting balance was $150. $150. So then, when we withdraw $95.35, so 150 minus $95.38, I would have a balance of $54.62. Now, what you would do is, in a check register, you don't write it like that. What you do is you put the dollars here, and you put the cents on the other side of the line. You don't need to put the decimal, but you can see where it would go. So now I only have $54.62, so I don't have very much money in my account. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer money from my savings. My personal checking account makes me always have $50 in my account, so that makes sense. I want to double check that I don't go below. So now, when I deposit, I add money in. Ooh, remember, no decimal. Okay, so now a few days later, I get a paycheck. There are people that get paid once a month, like teachers, and then there are people that get paid twice a month, which means they get paid every other week. Okay, so I get paid once a month, but my husband gets paid twice a month. Talk to your parents and ask them how often they get paid. Do they have to budget getting 2 paychecks, one in the middle of the month and one at the end? Or do they get one at the end and they have to budget for an entire month? So now we got paid, that's a deposit, so we're going to add. So now we have $879.62 in our account. We have a utility bill, and a utility bill could be how much for like electricity or something. So we pay our bills, so we're going to subtract. So now we have $822.06 in our account. After that, on November 24th, we have to pay rent. We have to pay rent, so we're going to subtract. So now we have $147.06 in our account. And then at the end of the account, we have a paycheck of another I think that says $800, but I'm not sure. I'm sorry, it's blurry. So we have $947.06. Now, I'm going to let you know that my check register looks way busier than this, right? I go get gas, I have way more bills than this. I go to Walmart and then I forget something, so I run up to Kroger, right? I go to the movies, I go out to eat. So this check register for a month for me is much longer than this example right here. But this is how it looks. And your parents and your grandparents might have done a check register like this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to compare 2 different banks, and we're going to see which one is a better deal. Now, I'm going to let you know that most people end up just banking wherever their parents bank. And that's okay. You just want to know that every bank does a different deal, so you need to make sure that you ask questions so you don't end up paying more than you need to at a bank. Lee is comparing the features and costs of a checking account and a debit card. A debit card is just the card that takes money out of your checking account, offered by the financial institution shown. If Lee uses online banking and averages 25 transactions a month, which bank should he choose? Okay, So this one is $20 a month for unlimited transactions, and it has free online banking. So it's a flat $20 fee. Now, for savings is a little bit more complicated. It has up to 15 transactions free, and each additional transaction is 50 cents. And he has a $5 monthly fee. So he's paying $5 no matter what, plus he has 15 free. He wants 25 transactions. That means he has 10 transactions that are not free. So 10 times 50 cents is $5. So 5 plus 5 is 10. So in this case, even though this one says, oh my goodness, it's unlimited, it made me think that this was a great deal, but really First Savings Bank was only $10. Now maybe if Lee had 100 transactions, then this bank would be a better option. So you need to check depending on your spending habits. Like for me, I do a lot of little transactions. I go to Walmart, I go to the mall, I go to multiple places. But my grandpa, he doesn't do very many transactions. So he probably doesn't need unlimited. Okay, so I'm going to make a second video where we're going to do some example problems together. Okay, thanks guys!